Welcome to the next Supernatural Season 1 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you haven't watched the first 14 episodes of Supernatural Season 1, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And full disclosure, this is actually my first time watching the show Supernatural. Heard many good things about it over the years, and I'm finally now deciding to check it out. So join me on the journey and let's discuss this hopefully amazing and awesome show in the comment section, but please don't spoil anything past this episode, at least in this video. So with all that said, this will be Supernatural Season 1, Episode 14. The title of this episode is called Nightmare. And this will be my first time watch, review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. We start in Michigan where a man pulls into a garage and then the garage door closes behind him by itself. The car doors lock and the car starts pumping out exhaust fumes. The frantic man can't turn it off. The man slowly dies of carbon monoxide poisoning, and Sam wakes up from the dream he's been having of the man's death. He wakes Dean and insists they have to head to Michigan immediately. Dean is skeptical but goes along with the plan due to how panicked Sam is. Going from the license plate he saw in the dream, Sam contacts the police and gets the name of the car's owner, Jim Miller, and his address. 2 hours later, they arrive and find that they are too late. Jim Miller, of course, is dead, and Sam is convinced some spirit murdered Jim Miller, even though everyone thinks he committed suicide. The next day, they visit the house pretending to be priests and meet his brother, Roger. They talk to the dead man's wife, Alice, who was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, that's where I know her from, and she reveals their son, Max, found him. While Dean checks out the house for possible spirit manifestations, Sam talks to a, stoic Max. Dean finds nothing, and the house's history shows nothing either. And then at the hotel that night, Sam begins to have head pains and gets a vision of Roger Miller at his apartment. He sees a window open. Roger closes it, but it reopens by itself. Roger tries to close it without success, and when he sticks his head underneath to examine the outside, the window comes down, decapitating him. The brothers head for Roger's address and intercept him outside his home, but he ignores them and tells them to go away because he had saw them before and goes into his secure apartment. They break into the side door and run up the fire escape, but they get there too late. Again, there's no signs and traces of ghost activity, and Dean suspects the family itself is cursed. Sam and Dean visit Max, who has nothing to add but does mention that his family used to live in an old house across town and Uncle Roger lived next door. Visiting the address, they talk to a neighbor who reveals that Joe and Roger both beat Max regularly, while the stepmother, Alice, did nothing. The neighbor reveals Max's mother died in a car accident, and then Sam is overwhelmed by another vision of Max confronting his stepmother about how she didn't stop them. Max actually levitates a knife and kills her with it. Sam partially sympathizes for Max because of what he went through and their shared psychic abilities. He asks Dean to let him handle it since he's not comfortable with killing Max, even though Dean is okay with it. They arrive at the house as Sam's vision starts to come true, and they bust into the kitchen, interrupting Max before he can kill Alice. They ask Max outside to talk with him, but he notices Dean's gun and, catching on, seals the house and pulls away the gun. Sam tries to get through to him and get Max to let Dean and Alice leave, and Max agrees that they can talk alone, but that Dean and Alice have to wait upstairs. Dean takes an injured Alice out while Sam tries to convince Max not to kill his stepmother, and Max reveals his dad was still beating him just a week earlier. Max talks about how his mother died in the nursery with a baby. Max pinned to the ceiling and burned to death like Sam's own mother. So Max, as a baby, his mother was pinned to the ceiling just like Sam and Dean's mother. And that's how his mother died, and decides that they must be connected in some way. Their psychic abilities manifested at the same time about 7 months ago, but Max's are further along. Max refuses to let it go and shuts Sam into the closet. Then he goes after Dean and Alice, drawing his gun on Dean. When Dean blocks Max from shooting his stepmother, Max shoots him through the head, and it becomes clear it's another one of Sam's visions. A frantic Sam concentrates and manages to telekinetically open the closet, much to his disbelief. He runs upstairs to see the same scene play out. Sam bursts in and appeals to Max, who realizes he can't fix anything and just shoots himself. And then Alice provides a cover story to explain what happened before breaking down at the loss of her entire family. Sam realizes it was their father that helped stabilize them after the tragedy that befell their family, and wonders if the demon is after Sam and Max both. Sam reveals he used to use his own telekinesis to get out of the closet, and Sam wonders if Dean is concerned about him getting out of control like Max, but Dean assures him that as long as he's around, nothing bad will happen. Now Dean tells Sam they need to go to Vegas. With Sam's recent powers, they clean up. And that's what ends this episode of Supernatural. So, okay episode. I'll score it a 7.7 out of 10. And then my character of the episode, I mean, Max was pretty interesting. But I feel like Sam overshadowed both Dean and Max and Alice. So that's who I'm going to choose as my character of the episode. So if you've heard everything that I have to say, now it's your turn. If you happen to be a fan of Supernatural and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. It does help the channel quite a bit. Share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Supernatural. What would you rate it? And whom, if you had to choose, would be the character of the episode? Whoever you want, it's up to you. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get over 100,000 subscribers. Yes, I know I set my goals high. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.